Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, we are doing the Motorway range test in the Porsche Taycan 4 Cross Turismo on summer tires on the 21-inch Cross Turismo wheels. So in this video, we're going to find out just how far this car can go on a full charge battery on the motorway at motorway speeds. And we've tested this car previously in winter. We got 347 kilometers, which is quite impressive with, much colder temperatures than we have today, which is around 20 degrees Celsius. We do have a little bit of cloudy, misty weather, but it's all dry, and we do have a cross headwind of about 1 meter per second from the northwest. But what is very interesting is to see how much this car can improve on its winter distance that we achieved back in winter. And also last fall I did the test with the Audi E-Tron Gt, which is on the same 1J platform, but that was done with 20-inch wheels, and that car got 392 kilometers of range. But I think today the conditions are a little bit better, but we do have bigger wheels and tires, and also this Cross Turismo shape, which should be less aerodynamic than the saloon shape of both the Audi E-Tron GT and the normal Taycan. So guys, I'm pretty excited to see how this car will fare in today's test. So if you're new here, my name is Chris. I have this channel dedicated to testing EVs. I do range tests, charging tests, I do reviews, and also do ownership experiences like this Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo we're testing today is actually my personal vehicle. So if you like EV videos, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. And also, if you like the content here on the channel, please go ahead and try to browse it a little bit. And I would really appreciate if you guys subscribe to the channel and then you hit that notification bell. Thank you very much. So just quickly before we kick off this test, as per usual, we're starting here at Chesmo. We're going north to the Meuse Tower and then back again. The route is 233 kilometers and the speed limit on the road is 110 kilometers an hour. That is 70 miles per hour. And then when we get back to this point, we're going to, calculate the actual range. We're going to put this into the chart to see how it fares. And then since this car has 270 kilowatt charging speed, we're going to go to a different charger because the chargers here only take 150 kilowatts to see if we get that peak charging speed after a few hours on the road. So guys, I'll see you guys on the road in a little bit. Okay guys, we are now on the move and we've been on the road for 26 minutes, covered 50.8 kilometers, and our average consumption thus far is 23.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And to be honest, it's not the best. I was hoping for a little bit lower consumption, but maybe because we have a slight headwind is why we have this high consumption. And now it's actually dropping to 22.9. And why is that girl sticking her head out of the window? That's a bit interesting. But okay guys, we are now approaching the Minnesenbrua, and you can see that from the windsock it's actually quite calm. It looks like we have a wind from the, north actually. So yeah, it's interesting. And look at that in front of me, guys. I don't know if you can see that. That's an old Peugeot 205. Wow, haven't seen those in a long time. That's a really rare car. The GTIs of those are really cool, and some very rare is what I'm about to say. So okay, it's a beautiful day, 22 degrees Celsius outside. It's a little bit overcast, but it's pretty nice either way. And we do have dry roads, though since we are at the end of July, we do have a lot of traffic, people on holiday, up and down from southern Norway to the middle of Norway, and people just on the road. So we do have a little bit of traffic, but it is not too bad. And also, this car on the road, it's fairly quiet, even though we are on 21-inch wheels. The tires on this guy, guys, is 265 35 21s in front and 305 30 21s in the rear. 305. That's just about the widest tire you're gonna get on an electric car. So it's pretty insane. And considering that this car does not have the double glazed windows, we're on Pirelli P0, though the electric tire versions, it's fairly quiet, and this part of asphalt here is quite coarse. So it's a really nice cruiser on the highway. But okay guys, enough about that. We're going to continue on now, and I'll catch up with you once we get to our turnaround point. We've just hit the 1 hour mark, and we are approaching our exit with the Meuse Tower, the Meuse Torna to our left, this large building here. If you don't know what it is, well, then you haven't seen many of these videos. So I'm going to leave you there, but Google it. You may actually be pretty surprised. This is quite a cool building. But this is our exit 73. And this is, we're gonna, exit, as I said, the motorway. We're gonna go into a roundabout, and then we're gonna take a left below the motorway, and then another roundabout, and then enter the motorway on the other end, and then to head back to Oslo. Here we have the new Shell station with a lot of recharge chargers. As I said, guys, I'm going to check this out in a future video. But check this out. Okay, consumption is down to 22.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And what will be interesting is, will that consumption go up or go down when we get back to our start point, once we start traveling southward on the E6 motorway. And check this out. Is this a Chevrolet Chevelle? No, this is a Pontiac GS something. Pretty cool, old classic American. I love that. That's a cool car. But okay, guys, usually when we get back to our starting point, like maybe 9 out of 10 times, the consumption is higher than what it is here at our turnaround point. But I'm optimistic today, a little bit confident that we will be able to lower that consumption, because of what the wind map has been showing us is that we actually had headwind on our way up here. And if we check out these flags over here on the left side, I don't know if you guys can see that, but they are blowing in the north direction. Oh yeah, that's bad news. Actually, that means we had a tailwind. Is the wind map wrong today? Did we actually have a tailwind? No, look at these trees here. I don't know, it's pretty hard to tell, but we'll only find out once we get back. So we're gonna head on south now, and I'll catch up with you guys once we get back to Skedsmo. We're now back at Skedsmo Centre, Skedsmo Korset. So this is our exit 45. And yeah, it looks like the weather has cleared up a little bit. It's 22 degrees Celsius outside. So, I mean, it's a nice summer day, not too hot and definitely not cold. We've had, very hot weather the past, week, and really humid. The other day it was almost 30 degrees Celsius, but like almost 100% humidity. And yeah, that's just terrible. You're not able to almost go outside in the daytime or sleep at night. So this weather here is much more pleasant. Okay, so look at the timer. 2 hours 3 minutes and 41 seconds. So that's 2:04 is what we're gonna round that up to. And we are also here with 20% state of charge. And then let's go ahead and go to the trip computer. Yes, it is in Norwegian, I apologize, guys. But 23.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. 23.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So that is very, very interesting. So I know I said in the beginning of the video we're going to go to another charger to get more speed, but I think if these are vacant, because battery temperature is up to 33 degrees Celsius, and if we, would have, no, you got to stop. You can't just back up. No, we're going to go to another place because this is quite full. So we're going to go to another place where they have 225 kilowatt chargers, I think, and check what kind of speed we get when we arrive there. It's just about a 15-kilometer drive down the road. But as I said, we do have, battery up to temperature. I think the battery temperature for optimal charging speed has to be at a minimum of 32 degrees Celsius with this car. But okay, guys, so we're gonna head towards Oslo, and I'll catch up with you there. Okay, we're now connected to the charger at 17%. We're connected to this 300 kilowatt charger here, and we are immediately up to, maximum speed. I was just able to get into the car and it started charging. It was already up to 238 kilowatts. So 18% state of charge, 249, 252. And as you guys can see, battery temperature is 33 degrees Celsius. And that is the beauty with the Porsche Taycan, is that this car has a battery temperature gauge in the gauge cluster. So as I said earlier in the video, this battery has to be at 32 degrees Celsius to be able to take that optimum charging speed. And I think 32 degrees Celsius is the best the best temperature to get that, maximum charging speed until 80%, because if it's warmer, you'll still probably get, that peak charging speed as we are now, or we're not getting peak. Peak is 270. But the issue would be that the battery would probably be heated up too much and we would be losing charging speed maybe at 40 or 50%. The battery would have, you know, become too hot. But 257, it is amping up a little bit here, but I'm curious to why we're not getting 270. I think maybe it's the charger not giving us maximum output, because at, you know, 35, yeah, and you can see it's starting to climb now, but at 35 degrees Celsius we should be getting 270. But 258, I mean, that is still pretty good. 260, yeah, it's climbing up a little bit. It's climbing up a little bit. I went to Sweden, you know, with a friend of mine earlier this week just to do some shopping, and we connected to a Kempower charger, and that charger ramped up, you know, the speed like 20 kilowatts at a time. It would, like, you know, go to 40, and it would plateau, and it would jump up to 60, and then it would plateau, and then like for so on and so forth. So maybe this charger is just, you know, giving us a little bit at a time, but it seems like we're peaking at 260 or 251 suddenly. But okay, still though, guys, above 250 kilowatts is nothing to complain about. Before we end today's video, let's take a look at the battery pack size, the consumption, and then calculate theoretical range. So this car has a net battery capacity of 85 kilowatt hours. We take that number divided by the consumption, 23.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and then subtract about 3% in heat loss. We get a theoretical range under today's conditions of 357 kilometers. And looking at the chart down below, guys, that is not bad at all. That is one of the best, you know, results we have gotten in this test. I mean, it is up there amongst the best, but to my surprise and disappointment, it's not much better than this car under winter conditions on 20-inch winter tires. I was hoping we would have gotten maybe at least 20 or 30 kilometers more range, but yeah, we're not getting a lot more range. So I'm going to put that down to the tires, because, you know, conditions today, barely any wind. We had beautiful weather. You know, it was a little bit overcast, so we didn't have to run the AC too hot. I would say one of the most ideal conditions for running today's test and getting the ultimate, you know, range out of this car. So I'm going to put it down to these big 21-inch wheels and tires. I mean, they are 265 millimeters in the front and 305s in the rear. But looking at the Audi E-Tron GT, so if you look at almost the top of the list, guys, this is the car that has done the absolute best, you know, compared to its WLTP rated range. I mean, this is good, but not as good as that car. So the big difference is that this is a station wagon shape, or, you know, some people would call it a hatch, but I'm gonna call this a station wagon. And, you know, not having that sloped fastback shape like the E-Tron GT, you're not gonna get, you know, that ultimate efficiency as that car gets. And also, that car was on 20-inch wheels, where the tires are a bit narrower. I think they're 245s in front and 285s in the rear. So, you know, with that added efficiency of the shape and the smaller tires, that car got 35 kilometers of added range. But what's going to be interesting is that this car, you know, there was just announced an update to the software and the drivetrain, where this car is going to get an added 50 kilometers of range. If you haven't seen that video and the update on the Porsche Taycan that's going to be done via software, check the link in the description box down below. So we're going to do that test a little bit later on in the summer when I get that update. Hopefully, with that update, the range is going to come closer to that 400 kilometer mark, which would just be outright impressive. I mean, 357, it's good, but I'm not as impressed as I was with, you know, the Audi E-Tron GT. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.